Well, I think it's not a big. I think an 18, just turned 19-year-old is risky as the top pick in the draft. I don't care who he is. I mean, unless it was LeBron or Kevin Garnett or Moses Malone. Give me a couple other names. Huh? Kobe. Unless there's about 4 guys in the history of the draft that came right out of high school or were that young that became superstars. And so, quite frankly, I wouldn't want to be in the lottery. I really wouldn't want to be because it's a crapshoot. Now, there's a couple of guys every year that come out of the first round and they become great players, but I would much rather have a mature, 25, 26, 27-year-old guy that, might have been drafted first, didn't make it second round, and we pick him up, and he's developed. He's been through, the mill. But because there is a draft and there is a lottery, and most of the kids are one-and-done kids, or maybe 2 years at the most, then you really don't know what you're going to get and how they're going to, how that's going to translate to the NBA. But to answer your question about bigs, when was the last time there was a great big? Anthony Davis is a power forward. He's quite a talent. So there's a few guys that have made it. But to find the 7-foot centers, the prototype center, I haven't seen one of those guys out there in a long time.
Eric, Pat, for the sake of Eric,
come on, Barry.
Full sum of the year.
I don't want to accuse you of some kind of mental disorder. Jesus Christ.
For the full sum of the year, Pat, your point guard play, was it good enough? And does it need
What's that now?
Your point guard play for the full sum of the year, postseason included, was it good enough?
Go back and look at games 6 and 7, okay? And we all have our days, man. We do. Mario, God bless him. We don't win a championship last year without, game 6 and 7, with his performance. We don't beat OKC in I think it was game 4 when LeBron went down with a cramp. Was it game 4? Yeah, and he made a 3, and then he made a drive. He's a player, and we have great respect for Mario, and he had a tough, rough finals, okay? And so a lot of players have had tough, rough finals. Go back and talk to Ginobili after last year's playoffs, and so it's reason for him to get motivated, and to get better. And so that's where we are with Mario. He's 6 years in the program. He's a starting point guard on 4 consecutive finals teams, and he has 2 world championships. He's got a pedigree, and so. But 2, he's going to have to take stock. He has to take stock in what happened, why it happened, study it, and come back better.
You gave a good perspective of these 4 years. Do you think the players share that? Do you have any idea one way or the other?
They will. I think they will. The message will get back to them. I think you leave them alone for 10 days, a week. I left them alone all summer. I never had exit meetings after we won. They were gone. We only have exit meetings after we lose. That was brought up to me yesterday, by the way. And but you give them time. Just give them time to get those thoughts out of their mind, of why they were inept, why they didn't get it done, why they went from being a world champion to looking like a team that wasn't very good in the last 3 games, and that's the truth. And they played against a team that was playing at a very high level. And I think it'd be more important to find out what was internally going on with the Spurs than it was with us. I don't want to see what was inside of us anymore, and I don't think you will. And so, I think they'll get the message over the course of the summer. They'll get it loud and clear next year, too, in September.
So talent-wise, what do you think this team needs?
Well, you see, talent-wise, again, all of a sudden people say, we need to improve at every position, We need to get our core back, okay? We need to organically grow from within. The Spurs, after they lost last year, went home, licked their wounds, went off into the summer, and they made one move. They got Bellinelli, who had a great year for him. Didn't have much of an impact in the finals except for 1 3 that he hit against us that was big. but it was Patty Mills from within the organization. It was Boris Diaw from within the organization. It was Ginobili being better at 35 years old this year than he was, last year. And so, and it was Kawhi Leonard all of a sudden, the bloom is off the rose, man. From that standpoint, he was given the green light and he showed what he can do. And I think first and foremost we want to try to do that, but also whatever and what's available out there, Dave, is that will complement our players and our style is who we're going to go after. So you can always upgrade your talent. You can never have enough. The players that we decided on over the last couple of years that were, in their prime and now they slipped out of their prime and also were, absolute, Ray was, off the charts, as an athlete who was 37 years old. I still prefer, the in-prime veteran who simply, wants to move, come here, win a championship, and who can still have a great impact on the team. And you take a look at most of the players on the Spurs, there are a lot of veteran guys on that team. There are 2 or 3 young players that they have. Yes, we would love to have players that we can get that are young that can grow into major roles.
Now, is it essential that the big three act in concert, or is it possible that one may opt in, one may opt out?
I don't know. Well, it's a question I can't answer. I think the important thing is that we want all 3 of them to come back. Now, if they come back at different levels, then fine. We'll deal with that. So when we have a chance to sit down on July the 1st and actually negotiate and talk to them, then we won't know that. So they don't have to be the same.
Where do you think your relationship with LeBron has grown over the last 4 years?
I'm an arm's distance, guy. I was in the pit for a long time, and it's a texting relationship. It's a short meeting in the hallway or at practice or something. I don't bring him in for long dissertations because I think he would probably yawn on me in 5 minutes or 10. But I think it's born out of great respect. He knows I love him. He knows I respect him. And, I think one of the important things about having a relationship with your players as a coach and or as a president is you don't pander and you don't punish. And there's a fine line in between. And there's got to be a tension between what it is you want as an organization and what it is that players want. Players today are different. They're a little bit different in how they think and what they expect. But I've always felt that I've had a great relationship with LeBron and respect him very much as a great leader.
Last 2 questions. Who was your exit meeting with LeBron like?
It was a good one, but he was restless. He wanted to get out of town with his family and go just decompress. And so we talked about 2 or 3 things, but I didn't want to get into any real specifics, about the conversation that he and I had personally. We never really touched on free agency or any of that stuff. It was like, I appreciated the 4 years. I appreciated the effort that he put in his leadership. I appreciated, and we don't take for granted who he is, and I know how disappointed he was. He wasn't as dark as he was back in 2011. That was a whole nother meeting. And but I think he has a very healthy perspective about what it is that's in front of him and us.
What's your degree of optimism that all of the big 3 will be back?
Well, I'm an Irish guy that believes in big dreams, so I'm optimistic, until that's proven different. I just have a level of optimism that there isn't a better place for players to be than in Miami. So they've invested heavily in this city for the last 4 years. They've changed dramatically. They got married. Savannah now is going to have a little baby girl to go and join her in the fight against the two boys and LeBron, which she needs, by the way. And you know, Dwayne's going to get married this summer. You know, we got 4 marriages this summer, and Chris got married, had a couple kids, and so it isn't just about how a team grows, you know, as a team or, you know, as players within that team. It's really how you grow also in the community and your family, and the players become the godfathers of each other's kids, and you know, and they truly are friends. And you know, players come and go and they retire, but you know, the players that have come and gone with us and have stayed here for a long time always have remained part of the family. So, you know, that's sort of how I look at that. No, I did not recite the lyrics of Just Once. That was Chris and I reminiscing last night about me running out the door in 85 or 84, whatever it was. Hey, I love all you guys. I'll see you when I see you, okay? Yes, I do. I do. You know, I just got to keep you at an arm's distance. That's all. Goddamn soundbite somewhere will kill me. Like that one.
Like that one.